Well, ladies and gentlemen, our motion today is, as a middle-class parent, this house would support their child's choice to prioritize formal education in favor of pursuing digital creative skills or career like content creation, audiovisual design, and so on. And as the opposition team, of course, I disagree with this motion, but before I explain you why, I would like to rebut your argument. As you say that as a middle-class parent who often struggle economically, this house would let the children to prioritize the formal education if they are more attracted to digital skill, which you said to be more important today. Well, yeah, maybe yes. Digital skill is important in today's era, but that doesn't always mean that the parent can let their children to disobey their formal education. Here, we have to be clear about that we mean by mentioning formal education. Formal education here means that the structured education and training system that run from pre-primary and primary through secondary school and on to university. In this case, we cannot just see this formal education as the institution who given the student a traditional way of learning for several years, just like what you said before. Because formal education is more than just sitting on our chair and listen to the teacher explaining the material. I will explain this more in my argument. Well, ladies and gentlemen, living in the modern era, indeed, we are dealing with the highly developed technology where digital has been taking over almost everything, from shopping activity, banking, education, and so on. But is it really true that along with this digital era, as a parent, we should also let our children go with the flow by letting them choose to prioritize their formal education? Well, I don't think so. First, let me define this motion. Our motion today is this house would support their child choice to prioritize formal education in favor of pursuing digital creative skills or career like content creation, audiovisual design, and so on. And as the opposition team, this motion means that the middle-class parents would support their children to choose this digital skill development and career and put their formal education aside. Well, as the opposition team, of course, I'm standing against this motion because in children development point of view, letting the children decide their path in early age is to risk. The government team doesn't mention the limitation of age here. In his argument, saying parents should let the children choose to do a more important thing or other that their formal education could be dangerous if they still too young. Because in primary to high school age, for example, children are still in the phase of trying everything. As a parents, especially in middle class one, of course, we should direct our children. By letting the children ignore their formal education, for me, this means that we let them to ignore their responsibility and become a rebel. Furthermore, as a middle-class parent, we know how much we have spent on formal education, which is required in today's education system, and letting them prioritize it won't be a good idea. Besides that, as I said before, formal education is not just about sitting on the chair and listen to the material explained in front of the class. Furthermore, formal education teach our children not just academically but also social and emotionally. From education institutions like schools let our children learn the value of life, which is more important than just a digital skill. By socializing in the school with their friends, doing tasks, getting punishment, our children can learn how to be a human how to treat other people right, who to communicate, and more importantly, they will learn about discipline and responsibility. I'm sure you have ever heard about how people with a good digital skill manage to hack a bank system in order to get a profit from that. Or those who make money by making a hoax content like false tutorial, false information, or people who edited celebrity picture on porn post, and so on. These people are extremely good at their digital skill, but did they use it is in the right way? Not always, ladies and gentlemen. They can misuse it for illegal act because they are lack of the foundation. Honestly, the responsibility and other good value that they can learn in formal education and also from their parents. Yes, I know digital skill is important, but that doesn't mean that we can let our children to deprioritize their formal education for that kind of skill or career. As a parent, we can direct them to the path that they are interested in. But in a good way, maybe they can learn digital skill after schools or when they have leisure time. In addition, you also said that you are talking about the children who don't like their formal education and more interested in this digital skill. Well, if they like to learn that, we also have vocational schools, or we know it as SMK in Indonesia, where our children can still learn and skill they want still in a formal school, so that we can have a win-win solution, right? They can learn and socialize at school and still get that skill they want to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister of government also mentioned that the children further are not depend on formal education or degree. Yes, it might be true, but supporting our children to prioritize important thing like basic lives lessons in formal schools is not the solution too. So that's why, ladies and gentlemen, as the opposition team, I'm standing against that with this motion. I think that's all from me. Thank you.